Yo, what's good, big homies? Week 2 of the MW3 beta. This week it is open to PC, Xbox, and PS5. I'm on PC right now, and there's a lot more settings that you got to get right on this graphically, so let's get into it. First things first, on the display tab, make sure this is full screen exclusive. Screen refresh rate matches the one on your monitor. VSync off. Go ahead and toggle custom frame rate limit unlimited, or otherwise, like, the max you can do in this game is 300. It's COD, so you're probably not going to pull more than 300, but just unlimited for now. Focus mode off, low latency on. You can try on plus boost, but it kind of made Warzone a little skippy sometimes, so recommend on. And go over to quality. Render res, make sure it's at 100. Dynamic res off. Upscale sharpening. You want to change this to Fidelity FX CAS. I said before, this is built-in LASIK for video games. Crank this sucker to 100. If you don't like how sharp it is, turn it down to 80. For anti-aliasing, SMAAT2. And then when you go to show more, you can do normal or high. I'm just going to leave it on high. I got a pretty beast PC. Shout out Paradox. VRAM scale target, leave it at 90. Texture res, I'm going to play on normal. This is very dependent on what specs you have in your PC. So this is all going to be frame dependent, but you can basically crank all of these as low as you want. I'm just going to play on normal since I'm trying to make some content with the game, but texture res and anisotropic, normal or low. Depth of field off. Detail, quality level, I'm going to play normal. Particle res, normal. Also, these could be low. Bullet impacts on. This is for sprays and stuff as well. Persistent effects, I would leave this on. Sometimes it makes the nades look weird. Shader quality, keep that low. On-demand texture off. Local, normal. This is for shadow quality. Shadows are the biggest things, and like ray tracing and stuff. That's the biggest thing that just absolutely cooks your frames. So make sure those are both low or off. Ambient occlusion off. Screen space reflections is like puddles and car windows. Turn that thing off. Static reflection, leave it on low. Tessellation is off. This is like textures of the ground and like dirt and stuff. Terrain min. Volumetric low. Deferred physics. This is like water caustics. Weather grid. We do not want weather. Water quality is default. I know that's a mouthful. Slow me down if you need to, but basically, general rule of thumb, you want all of your shadows and ray tracing off or as low as possible, and then your textures are kind of catered to your graphics card or your PC specs in general. Lastly, on view, I'm going to play again. Anything over 100 is pretty much recommended. Some people talk about like aim assist being lower above 110, so 110 might be comfortable. A lot of people play 120 for Warzone or just get that cracked look, but up to you. Go in the view tab. It looks like these actually transferred over on my COD account, which is nice. But for the sake of you guys, if you're just jumping into the game, let's go through it again. World motion blur off, weapon motion blur off, film grain all the way down to 0, first person camera movement all the way down to least. Spectator camera, this is the GoPro camera on kill cams. I don't like it. Just keep it normal, game perspective. And inverted flashbang. I was trying this out before. It's personal preference. When you get flashbanged, either your screen turns white or it turns black. It made me think my capture card was geeking out when it turned black, so I'm just going to leave it default. And that'll do it for the PC graphics and stuff. So if you already know what you're doing in-game, you should be good to go. But if you don't, let's run through it, all right? Controller. Edit button layout. If you guys play on tactical or anything, this is where you change it. I use a scuff, so my jump and slide buttons are on the back of the controller, so I just play default, but this is where you would change it. On your controller vibration, turn it off. Trigger effect, make sure this is off. Haptics makes it feel like you literally have resistance pulling the triggers on some guns, so trigger effect off. Dead zone inputs, you want left stick min and right stick min as low as possible. And for the left trigger, same thing. Unless you're like randomly getting death pops, then turn that a little higher. But basically as low as you can, and then 100 on the maxes. And that is it for controller. Then sensitivity, that is very personal preference. Most people play the modern games kind of around a 5.5 to a 7.7 sense area. I'm sniping a lot, so I'm going a little higher, but you can... I've also done max sense in this game. It's actually comfortable too, so just play around with these, see what feels good to you. Aim response curve type. Most people have been playing on dynamic for the last couple of Call of Duties. It's very good. Highly recommend that. ADS transition timing, leave that on instant. I don't know if that's default, but make sure it's instant. Aim assist on, and then don't change your aim assist type. Black Ops was good for a while, but they kind of nerfed it, so on and default for these. And then motion sensor, we don't need that. It's like gyro stuff with your controller. Automatic sprint, you want ATS, automatic tactical sprint. There's a reason it's G8 in the CDL. It's busted. Put it on ATS. It will speed up your gameplay. You'll get better. Auto move forward off. Single tap sprint is fine on this. You want to turn grounded mantle off so you don't randomly just climb over stuff and get you killed in gunfights, especially when you're jump shotting. Automatic airborne mantle partial off. Invert slide and dive. That looks like it transferred over from like MW 2022. You do not want that inverted. This game has a good slide. You want tap to slide, hold to dive. So make sure that didn't transfer over. Otherwise, you're going to be dolphin diving on tap, which is no good. Sprinting door bash on. Ledge climb behavior is, let's see, pressing the mantle button while hanging forward. A ledge will climb. Yeah, we want that mantle only for sure. ADS hold. Change zoom and all that is fine. Equipment hold. Interact and reload behavior. I talked about this in the PS5 settings, but basically you either want prioritized interact or tap to interact. Just try both, see what feels comfortable to you. But you want to be able to tap to close doors and tap to pick up stuff once Warzone comes out. This is all vehicles and stuff. That's all fine. Good to go. That should be it. Lastly, audio. Home theater is what people have been playing on for the majority of this game so far. Lastly, let me find it real quick. So there's a new mechanic in this game that's called tack stance. It's basically like it's attachment dependent on certain guns, and the gun like kind of does like a gangster hold. It's like this weird little side hold when you slide. I don't love it. It's in here somewhere, and it's called like tack stance. And I tried to disable it right here, tactical ADS. So I'm going to try and turn it off. It did not work in last weekend's beta, but we will try it again. So I'm just going to try this out and let you guys know if it works. So tactical ADS activation, I'm just going to turn it off and hope that it works because it's no good. It's bunzo. There you go. My operator looks 10 times clearer. Shout out Fidelity FX. Hope that, guys, helps you get your settings all right. Enjoy the beta weekend, boys. There's only a couple more days that we can soak this all up, and then we got to wait a month for MW3. Appreciate you guys tuning in. Thanks for all the love on the YouTube, and I will see you in the next one. Peace.